now I want to take a concentricity measurement. My print says that this shaft here is my datum and that the OD of this flange has to be concentric to that datum. So first I need to establish a reference axis using this datum, and when I go into concentricity, that's considered an out-of-plane measurement. So I toggle from in-plane to out-of-plane and select next, and because there isn't a reference axis established, it puts me into that measurement form, and it tells me that I need to put the probe on the first position. As a general rule, you want to have those two positions of the datum as far apart as possible. So I'm going to go up to the top, just down below the edge, and bring the probe on scale. And again, I'm going to rotate just to make sure I'm not in an interruption or that I'm still on scale. And the instructions say that I need to enter in the inputs over here, and the first one is for height. So I look at the scale that's etched onto the post, and I'm at 8 inches. And I can put in a part name here or select a part name that I've put in before. I can put in a comment or select from one before, and I'm just going to say this is a test of concentricity. And I am on the OD, and I'll apply that and then use the motor, and this will take one trace and take all of the information about this one surface and log that in as my reference point 1 of the datum. So it'll tell me the TIR and the roundness of this location. Plots it out just like it was if I was taking a roundness measurement. Gives me the opportunity to go back and remeasure that if I see something that I didn't like on there, or just to see if I get repeatability. And once I'm confident with that, I move on to the next, and I'm going to move down to the lower end as far away as I can from that first point so that I've got a really good reference axis. Okay, so I'm going to be down there. And I'm going to say the height of that is, according to my scale, relative height, not necessarily height of the part, but relative height is all it's looking for, at 2.5 inches. And again, I'm on the OD, and I can put in another comment. I'm going to apply and use the motor. So it's going to give me the roundness and TIR of this point. It's going to plot the two reference surface 1 and 2 together, and again I have the option of going back to remeasure that if I think there was something askew with that measurement, but I buy that, so I'm going to say finish, and now I'm out of the reference axis. I've got that established. I can print this as to get information about both of those 2 points and capture that, or I can save that data as well. It's established in there now, so I'm going to go back to concentricity and out of plane and next, and now it tells me that a reference axis is found and the date and time that it was established, which is important to know, so that it will save that until the system shuts down. So next time a person brings another part on here, they have to be wary of that and alert that it's not their part. So they'd have to clear that axis and re-establish it. But it is the one that I've established, so now I'm going to move down to the diameter below. And I'm going to go to that location there. Again, bring it on scale. Make sure I'm not in any of the drill holes there or interruptions. I could do an auto interrupt and bring it right onto those holes, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be just below it. I'm going to select the input that it needs is height here. So here I'm at 1.5 inches. And I can put in a comment. I can change it from OD to ID, and I'm going to apply that and use the motor. So this is the third measurement I'm taking in order to get the concentricity of this flange to the datum A. And when I have a result of this, it's going to give me all 3 of those surfaces, the TIR and roundness of those, as well as the concentricity relative to that axis, and the vector direction, circular runout, and the high point. And I can remeasure that if I like to confirm that, and print it once I am satisfied with the results. And I am, so I will say finish.